So, if you think gaslighting is bad, let me tell you about self gaslighting and how it produces the same effect but on a much deeper level. All forms of gaslighting stem from the belief that this survival mechanism will eventually provide not just a feeling of control, but true control over the external person. When the mind doesn't know itself too well, meaning that it only knows itself through mirroring and not self reflection, it latches on every opportunity for the perceived sense of control. Control creates tension, especially interpersonally, and to an extent, our inner child, if not reparented by our conscious integration of our adverse relational experiences, looks for external figures that, through the exercise of control, promise a sense of internal safety. And if that sense of control comes from people who have the need for gaslighting others for the purpose of superiority or regulation of their own fragile self image, then the inner child unknowingly engages in a power dynamic. In the context of a relationship between a literal child and their parent, the parent should express an intent and enactment of control for the purpose of creating a safe container for the developing mind, body, and spirit of the child. But when it comes to gaslighting, that need for control gets transmuted into a form of manipulation where the other is not seen as an autonomous equal within that dynamic, but they are seen as an object for domination, manipulation, and usage. Individuals who were not made to feel safe by their important others, caretakers, parents, had to develop mechanisms that made sense of their reality. And because seeing the hurtful behavior from their parents was much too painful for the child's mind, the unconscious produces defense mechanisms that keep the mind away from the anxiety producing reality. When the parent did not build the tools to cultivate their relationship with reality, but stayed in the realm of defense mechanisms that were stuck in their own relational past, they stayed functioning out of their own distorted reality. Gaslighting represents one of those distortions, and it serves the need of the ego and superego for control and power, which in fact serves as the compensation for their actual needs for true love and safety. And when the child's reality is continuously negated by the mechanisms of gaslighting, they internalize that notion and continue with it in relation to themselves. That means that a part of their parents that negated their reality persists in them in the gaslighting dynamic